Hey guys, I hope you're having a good week. I enjoyed seeing you. They got to come to Ellie and Emily's going away party. If you didn't get to, just reach out to them, tell them how much you're going to miss them and love them. And then just make sure that we stay connected with them and that y'all continue to text them, check on them, and encourage them as they make these transitions in their life, okay? So last week I was at my grandma's in Oklahoma because she wanted to have at least one more get together, before anything happened to her. Get home, and this week Josh's grandma's been in the hospital in an ICU, and they've sent her home on hospice. They've called in the family from Indiana, and it doesn't look like it's going to be much longer. So we were there till about 3:30 last night, and just everything going on in the world, and then watching her, as she's preparing to go to heaven and to be given crowns and to be praised by God for the things that she's done on earth for His glory. It just really hit me, and just really started thinking about what is going on with this world. Why is there so much anger? Why is there so much hatred? And I started thinking about, too, all of our lessons on love. And, real love is not just that thing that you show your boyfriend or your spouse and, or even a family member. Real love loves everyone. Everyone. It values the life that God gave people. And it's obeying God. Remember, we talked about love is not a feeling, it's obeying God. And I wanted to just give y'all some words of encouragement and challenge you, because if we want this world to truly have peace and to love and to be able to get rid of some of the things that are in this world, or to at least minimize them until God comes back, we have to be that change. You guys, your generation has to be different. Y'all have to start now showing love and kindness to all. It doesn't mean you agree with them at all. If biblical truths are biblical truths, you don't have to agree with someone's actions, but you do need to show them God's love and kindness and compassion. So I'm just going to go over a few Bible verses about that and what God expects and what would help this world have peace through people and through y'all's leadership. And the first one is Psalms 34, 12 through 14. And it says, "Whoever of you loves your life and desires to see many good days, keep your tongue from evil and your lips from telling lies. Turn from evil and do good. Seek peace and pursue it." And that says, if you want to be happy in your life, if you want to have good days, if you want to have days of peace, there's some things you need to do. You need to keep your mouths clean. You need to make sure that you're showing compassion in your words. And you need to make sure that your actions and words are not evil. You're truly seeking peace, which sometimes, guys, that means you overlook an offense that others may do to you, that you show forgiveness even when it's not asked for, that you seek peace and harmony, and you seek God's love over being right or justified. All right, the next one is Psalms 103, 8 through 12. And this talks about that forgiveness. It's talking about the Lord. The Lord is compassionate and gracious, slow to anger, abounding in love. He will not always accuse, nor will he harbor his anger forever. He does not treat us as our sins deserve, or repay us according to our iniquities. For as high as the heavens are above the earth, so great is his love for those who fear him. As far as the east is from the west, so far as he removed our transgressions from us. And that's talking about, when we're saved and we ask for that forgiveness, God throws our sins as far as the east is from the west. He overlooks offenses that he could repay us for, because we deserve so much worse than what we're getting. God's done that. God has forgiven us and loves us. He doesn't harbor anger towards people or towards resentment towards someone who's hurt us. He chooses to forgive and to love. And that's what we need to be. Remember, we're supposed to be Christ-like. We're supposed to be followers, and our actions should be reflective of what He is. We should do the same thing. Doesn't mean that you let someone hurt you over and over again. It may mean having to take someone out of your life to keep from continuing to be hurt, but it does mean that you do forgive that person. Proverbs 11:17 says, or 16 and 17, a kind-hearted woman gains honor, but ruthless men gain only wealth. Those who are kind benefit themselves, but the cruel bring ruin on themselves. So, I'm not saying to be selfish and to do it for pure gain, but you are going to have a benefit of being kind. You are going to keep drama out of your life. You're going to keep from having more days where you're upset and more days where you're fighting and unhappy than you're happy if you learn to be kind and to overlook those small offenses. Proverbs 12:15 through 16. The ways of a fool seem right to them, but the wise listen to advice. Fools show their annoyance at once, but prudent overlook an insult. And for this one, I just think, the 5x5 rule. If it's not going to matter in 5 years, don't spend more than 5 minutes of your time upset about it. And I would even challenge it. I would say don't even spend a minute. I tell my kids all the time, you are fighting and upset over something that does not matter. Who gets to sit in what seat in the car? Who's touching who? Who really won the game? Who's saw the cow first? Whatever stupid thing it is, they end up fighting about and being upset about. It doesn't matter. And it does hurt when people maybe say something about us or towards us, or they, sometimes they don't even intend to hurt us, but it's still their words and actions do. And what that is saying is, don't become so quick to get annoyed and offended and hurt. Overlook it. Spend some time just thinking about, okay, let me just forgive. Let me just look at it from their view. Maybe they're having a bad day. Is it really worth starting a huge fight that's going to last all school year about someone having a bad day and saying something they shouldn't? It doesn't mean that they're right. It means that you choose to act like Christ. Proverbs 15:18 says, a hot-tempered person stirs up conflict, but one who is patient calms a quarrel. And really that's just talking about starting those fights or being part of those fights. Don't just jump to getting so mad so quickly. Don't get so offended over something. In the car, I don't know if your parents have road rage. We have someone in our home who is pretty good bad road rage. If someone cuts you off in traffic, they're not right, but is it worth getting so hot and angry and mad about? If y'all have social media, you see it constantly. Any little thing people are so mad about and just take it so personally and just want to go kill them. And it's like, okay, they accidentally put pickles on your hamburger. It was a mistake. Life goes on. Choose to know when to be angry. Anger is not a sin. How you react to it is. So choose to be angry about the things that matter and choose to react in anger in a way that benefits and helps the situation. Something like pickles on your hamburger, just get over it. Who cares? They made a mistake. Take them to take the pickles off and move on with your life. Proverbs 9 through 14 says, whoever would foster love covers over an offense, but whoever repeats the matter separates close friend. And then 14 says, starting a quarrel is like breaching a dam. So drop the matter before a dispute breaks out. And going back to 9, whoever fosters love covers an offense. Whoever repeats the matter separates close friends. And what that's talking about truly is gossip, first of all. And, even if someone does upset you, if Haley gets upset with Bacon, there's no reason for Haley to go to Ellie about it. Haley needs to go to Bacon and to resolve it with her. Or pray about it, and it may be a situation like we talked about that she just needs to say, okay, Bacon was wrong, but I'm going to choose to forgive because it's not a big deal. Going to Ellie does not solve the problem at all, though, right? All that does is start gossip and get Ellie upset. So now Haley and Ellie are mad at Bacon. And then, Ellie goes and tells someone else and someone else and someone else. And it's not even their fight to be fighting. And now you've separated close friends and you have this big drama and fight that could have been resolved had the right people just discussed it. Not that Bacon would ever do anything to upset Haley or Ellie. All right, so then Luke 6:31 through 36. It says, "Do to others as you would have them do to you. If you love those who love you, what credit is that to you? Even sinners love those who love them. And if you do good to those who are good to you, what credit is that to you? Even sinners do that. And if you lend to those from whom you expect repayment, what credit is that to you? Even sinners lend to sinners, expecting to be repaid in full. But love your enemies, do good to them, and lend to them without expecting to get anything back. Then your reward will be great, and you will be children of the Most High, because He is kind to the ungrateful and wicked. Be merciful, just as your Father is merciful." And that's a hard one. Truly just said, love your enemies. Anybody can love people who are nice to them. Even sinners do. Even people who don't have Christ in their heart can be nice and help people who are nice and help them back. This is talking about those people who don't deserve it, who aren't nice. Doing that for them as well. That's showing Christ's love. He's merciful. He's merciful. He's kind. That's what we should be. And then Ephesians 5:12. Five, 1 through 2, sorry. "Follow God's example, therefore, as dearly loved children, and walk in the way of love, just as Christ loved us, and gave himself up for us as a fragrant offering and sacrifice to God." And then Ephesians 5:15 through 17. "Be very careful then how you live, not as unwise but as wise, making the most of every opportunity, because the days of evil. Therefore, do not be foolish, but understand what the Lord's will is." And that's just talking about, really understanding that the world's going to come to an end someday. And if you pass away before that, your life will come to an end. You only have a short amount of time on this earth, and you have to choose how you're going to spend it. Are you going to spend it loving others and making the world a better place for others and for your children and for your community? Or are you going to spend it focusing on self and little offenses that aren't going to matter in the end? In the end, you're not going to look back and be like, gosh, I'm so mad at the McDonald's person for keeping pickles on my hamburger, or I'm so mad that my best friend said something on a day that they were just having a bad day. You're not going to look back on your life and be upset about those things. You are going to look back on your life one day and be upset if you haven't spent it investing in others and loving others and really showing Christ's love and making it a better place. Going through all this with Josh's grandma, I think about her life, and she's a preacher's wife, and she has shown love to me and to others. As long as I've known her, she's been one of the most loving people there is. She's always been able to show kindness and to care. And, and her life has so much meaning now. There are people who are pouring in from everywhere because of the impact she made. Even yesterday, she was checking on one of Noah's really good friends that she's gotten to know, and worried about him and wanting him to come and see her. And, you know, she cares. And her life is coming to an end, and she is not looking back right now saying, man, I wish I had just not been angry in that situation, or I wish I had just done this. She is ready to go home and be with the Lord. And that's what I want for y'all. That's what I want for my own life, is to spend the time you have seeking to make this place a better place. And you can only do that through Christ. And you can only do that by being different than the world, showing compassion to those who don't deserve it, and loving the unlovable. Doesn't mean you approve of their actions, doesn't mean they're in the right. It means that you choose to love them and show them a better way. I'm sorry for getting upset. I've just probably need some sleep. I love you girls, and I hope y'all have a great week. Bye.